I'm good with the cards. I could have been a lover, breaking others' hearts. And I feel so silly, betting on the dice. And a lover seldom see the same girl twice. And that is why, oh, that's why I chose to sing the blues. Yes, I did. I could have been a doctor.
All right, welcome to the Man Cave Cigar Lounge. We are live from the Members Lounge. We have just finished the Members Lounge, and we're doing our first episode in here. Today with me is Andy Yaffee from La Flor Dominicana, more commonly referred to as LFD. Andy, thank you so much for being here today.
Thank you for having me. The lounge looks gorgeous. I can't wait till it's ready to go.
Awesome. I can't either. It looks like December 18th is going to be the day we
right around the corner.
Open it up. Yeah, that's going to be our Christmas party, grand opening for the cafe. We've got so much going on, and it's Christmas. Yay for us.
Yeah.
So Andy is the Houston area rep for LFD, and he was kind enough to give me a call last week, let me know that he was going to be in town today, which was exciting because we could do another episode of the Man Cave live from the poker table. So we did it live from the Members Lounge. So one of the things that we want to talk about today is a new cigar that has just come out from LFD. A couple of stores in the Miami area, if y'all are watching, may have gotten it on Friday, but everybody else in Houston got it today. Before we get into that, Andy, you want to talk a little bit about LFD, maybe a little about Litto, and kind of let people know a little bit about him?
Yeah, La Flor Dominicana, we've actually been around since 1994, so this would be our 21st anniversary year. Litto Gomez started the company back in 94, actually under a different name at first. It was called Los Libertados, and then in 1996 we changed it to La Flor Dominicana, which means the flower of the Dominican Republic. So Litto, prior to that, he was in the jewelry business. Was a very successful jeweler, but he actually got held up at gunpoint one day and robbed.
That'll get you out of the jewelry business real quick.
So he always had a passion for cigars beforehand. He went down to the DR and called his wife one day and said, hey, how would you feel if we started our own cigar company? And bought a couple of fields and a farm and a factory and went from there. And the wife said, you're crazy. And he said, well, I'm sorry, I've already done it. So we're going to go with it.
We're in it already?
So, yeah, 21 years ago, this year actually, we celebrated our 20th anniversary last year. I don't know, some of you guys that might have seen the beer stein that we did in commemoration of the anniversary, and also the 1994 cigars came out last year, celebrating the 20th anniversary as well. That was the whole meaning behind that brand. So, yeah, we've been at it. We grow exponentially every year. We have lots of different offerings, from light cigars to full-bodied cigars. Most of you are probably familiar with the Double Lajero blend. That is our most popular line. It's full-bodied, full-flavored, but we do have several other light to medium body offerings as well, which actually a lot of people don't even really know that we offer that kind of smoke for them. So yeah, we're growing every year.
It's a great company. It's always been a great seller for here up at the shop, and for us to get direct with LFD has just been super exciting. Mm-hmm. One of the things, probably the first thing I ever smoked was an Airbender. We were talking about a little bit ago, but after that, when I got into smoking other LFD, was something that Litto either has a patent or a trademark on, or
yes, the chisel.
Yes,
the chisel. It's actually the only patented shape in the cigar industry today. It's basically what it sounds like. It's got a chisel end on it.
Absolutely.
Here's an example of one of them. We have that offering in several of our lines. The one he's got right here is the Oro chisel. Oro stands for gold. And the cool thing I like about the chisel is, it feels pretty good when you're smoking it with that end there, but I like to just pinch the sides and it'll open right up. You don't even need to cut it. It's like a cigar to go if you forgot your cutter that day. Works well for me, but yeah, it's been very popular for La Flor Dominicana. And like I said, it's the only patented shape, so no one else can replicate that shape. So that's the story behind the chisel. Actually, it started one day. Litto going to the factory, chewing on one of his cigars, and by chewing on it, it formed that end of the chisel. And he's like, you know what? I'm going to mold a cigar like this. That's a good idea. It's just feels right. So he went with it, and it's been extremely popular for us.
Well, I'd heard, and I don't know if this is something he came up with, or maybe it was just somebody, but I'd heard one of the best ways to cut that was actually to punch both sides.
I've had some guys that recommend doing that. I personally don't care to do it that way, but that doesn't mean that you shouldn't try it that way. They'll literally punch a hole in the top, so that way the smoke travels to the roof of your mouth, or they'll punch a hole in the bottom, that way the smoke travels to your tongue. Or I've seen guys just poke a hole right through it and smoke it that way. To me, I personally think it's uncomfortable, but that doesn't mean that you can't do it or you can't try it. It's another popular way to smoke the cigar.
I think I'll cut. I'm not going to start having to carry a drill bit around with me too. I've always cut it. So awesome. So let's get to the meat of the show, which is kind of what we've both been wanting to talk about.
Yes.
Neither one of us have. You had just seen that. We both just saw this for the first time about 15 minutes ago. This is the Litto Gomez small batch number 6.
Yes.
Made with premium love and care, I would imagine, right down in the.
So the small batch is something Litto he started. I believe it was in 05 or 06 is when he started this offering. So basically, the small batch every couple of years, Litto will save some of his best crop from his farm and factory in the Dominican Republic, and he will make a special cigar called the small batch. So we usually release it about every 3 years. And what it is it's tobacco. It's all tobacco from our farm and factory. So it's a Dominican Puro is what they call it. And it is aged for about 5 years. If you see here, it says on the front, from the crop of 2009. So it's been aged 5 years, then put together in these beautiful 105 count crates. And they are just delicious cigars. This is the 6th one that we have done. Brand new this year. He just got it today. No one else in my area had got it till today. So it's a brand new cigar. It's known as one of the best cigars that we make.
I can't wait. Let's find out what these are all about.
Yeah, I personally have not tried one yet either, so I'm excited to try it.
I don't know if you like a V-cut or what you have with you.
I will do a V-cut.
So this video will not be a full review. We're going to take a little bit, taste, give a few... The nice thing about it is I guarantee no one else has reviewed this cigar yet either.
Yeah, unless someone did one over the weekend. So it's brand new. One thing we did this year with the Litto Gomez line is we kind of changed the design in the band. Gave it more of a flashy look. And another cool thing, so this band is the first band that we've had that look as the small batch. And then on top of that, we created a second band on the bottom that says SB6, small batch 6. And that's the first time we've done that as well. So it's a new look. But already off just looking at it, you can tell this cigar is extremely oily. Got a great dark presence to it. And that new band with that gold lettering really stands out considering how dark the cigar is. So I'm excited.
It does. It makes it pop. If that band was on a Connecticut, it would not pop near as well.
No, not at all. Not at all. So let's try this sucker out. So we only make 300 of these crates. It's a very limited smoke. MSRP on it's right around $20. I mean, it's worth every penny though. Well, I haven't had this one yet, but in the past it's been worth every penny.
Wow, this is really good. Be terrible if I just came. Oh, this is the worst thing I've ever had, and chunked it across the room. That would not make for a good video.
No, not at all.
No, he
And a waste of some money.
yeah. So does he release or tell what the, obviously it's Dominican filler, but does he say what the binder or wrappers are? Or is that...
It's all Dominican. It's 100% Dominican. I believe this one has a Pelo de Oro wrapper. I could be mistaken, but I believe that's what this is. So, and I don't think he's used that before as the wrapper. But yeah, it's definitely a special smoke.
It's really good. It's got, I'm getting a lot of white pepper notes right off the front. It's got a real good peppery flavor to it.
Litto is, he's very proud of the LG blend. Not a lot of people have been able to make Dominican Puros. He was one of the very first guys to be able to pull it off with all tobacco from his own farm and factory. I know some of you guys have seen Opus X's. That was another one that was out there as a Dominican Puro. So if you look closely on this band, there's a number 10 there. The 10 signifies 10 years. So he came out with this blend, the LG blend, on his 10th anniversary. And he kept that 10 on there as the Litto Gomez Diaz. I don't know if it says it on the box or not, but if you look on a normal Litto Gomez box, it says Diaz on it. That means 10. So it was his present to himself. He's very proud of it. A lot of guys aren't familiar with the LG, to be honest. It doesn't have the La Flor Dominicana, the LFD on there. It doesn't have the flower on there. So some people don't know that it is part of the line.
Well, you know, I've smoked cigars for going on close to 20 years now, and LFD for at least several years. And it wasn't until not too long ago I was looking in the humidor and saw LG. It was up there by the Diggers. No clue what it was. And I wasn't into the cigar world and the cigar industry where I got to know owners and reps and be a part of the whole.
Mm-hmm.
Didn't know what LG was, and actually asked somebody, and I was like, this is a little smaller stick. It's a little bit more, a little pricier. What is it? And the guy that I was talking to, and I won't tell you what shop I was at, but he didn't even know.
Really?
He didn't know that it was part of. He was like, oh, that's part of the Litto Gomez line. Litto Gomez. He had no clue that it was actually
an LFD.
LFD.
Yeah. Yeah, it kind of has gotten lost in there sometimes, which is a shame because they're great cigars. They're Dominican Puros. They have a lot of good power to them. For the most part, most of them have that spice, that pepper, white pepper spice on it. And they just kind of get lost in the shuffle. I mean, I tell shop guys all the time, like, hey, if you have people looking for an Opus X, and you don't have it in stock, tell them to try an LG. Well, they're both Dominican Puros.
Yeah, this cigar right here is not just going to go on the LFD shelf. We have some nicer shelves that are where we put a little bit higher end premium stuff. That's where this is going to be right next to the beer stein in there.
Cool.
This is really, really good.
Yeah. So have you not tried one of the small batches in the past?
No. This
No?
is my.
Okay.
This is I've smoked the LGs before, but I have never had one of the small batches. This is
Gotcha.
You know, and didn't even know what the small batch was till you sent me the email.
Oh, really?
Actually, you texted me and did I want it, and I was like, "What is it?" And you sent me the email talking about it. I was like, "Well, yeah, of course I want it."
Yeah, it's a fantastic cigar. A lot of guys are scared of the box count on it, but I think the main reason, and I could be wrong, I think the main reason Litto wants to do it this way is because it's something special.
Yeah.
And he doesn't. If he could make a bunch of 10 count boxes and make sure everybody has it, this and that. But then people won't appreciate it the way he
Sure.
wants them to.
Sure.
You put it in this 100 count box, and the guys who get it are going to appreciate it.
And I was asking you earlier, how many stores have it? And talking about that Houston had some of the most. But there's only 6 or 7 stores in Houston that have it, so it's not somewhere you can go and a lot of stores, it's 100 cigars, but so could have ordered 10 boxes or 5 20 counts or however it was done. This is phenomenal. It's mellowed out. The spice is kind of not left it, but it's not near as conveyed as it was when I first lit it
when
up.
you first light it up, that pepper really shines through, and now it's just an enjoyable, mellow.
Yeah, it was really strong. Not too strong that I wouldn't enjoy it, but it was really strong. But now it's like at a nice medium plus. It's doing great. Well, guys, we are not going to, ladies and gentlemen, we are not going to just sit here and review this cigar for an hour as much as I would like to. Check us next time. We will be doing a review on the Airbender shortly within the next coming couple of months. So again, we want to thank y'all for coming out. Andy, thank you so much for coming.
Thanks for having me,
It's
man.
been a pleasure. Again, Andy Yaffee with La Flor Dominicana LFD. We want to thank you, Litto, and let me see if I can slaughter Inez.
Inez, you got it.
So Litto and Litto Gomez, the owners of LFD, thank y'all so much for putting out a great product. Clint, this is Andy coming to you from the Man Cave Cigar Lounge. We'll see y'all next time.
Take it easy.